Hey Tribe, welcome back. Welcome to Live Life in Your Terms. I'm Chad, by the way. In this video, I want to share with you an awesome manifestation story about Michael Jackson. And yes, the singer Michael Jackson. I overheard this in one of his interviews, and I thought this was so powerful. I wanted to share it with you today. But lo and behold, really fast, if you want to be part of the tribe, the link is in the description. If you want to work with me, the link is in the description again. And if you want to be part of the 30-day challenge, guess what? The link is in the description. But anyway, what is this story about Michael Jackson? Why is this story so powerful? And the reason why I want to share this story, for one, it's so flippin' powerful. And two, it's coming from like a mega star. You know what I mean? Like what are they really doing to kind of live life on their terms, to live their dream life? And how are they getting manifested and work for them? So the story is, I saw a clip of a reporter was interviewing Michael Jackson. And the reporter was asking Michael Jackson, well, how do you go about writing your songs? Because then Michael Jackson, he was crazy popular. He had all these number ones. So the reporter wanted to know, how do you write your songs? But then the reporter kind of answered for Michael Jackson. Don't you love when people do that? And the reporter says, well, I bet you sit down at your piano and you just start playing your piano and you start like talking out loud and just making up words, and you just force yourself at the piano, and you just never leave until that song comes to you. And he was kind of like, I bet you kind of do that. That was his attitude. But what was amazing, Michael Jackson corrected him. He said, well, I don't do that at all. Okay. So then he gave an example. Michael said, well, when I wrote Billie Jean, it was never about the lyrics. So when I went about Billie Jean, I just wanted to create an awesome song with a great beat. I wanted a good beat. I didn't know at all what the lyrics were going to be. I just wanted a good beat. And then, see, this is the manifesting secret right here I'm going to tell you. And Michael Jackson said, and then I let it go. I completely forget about it. And then 7 days later, out of nowhere, I'm just sitting at home and I start thinking about this beat. And it's amazing because he starts doing the beat of Billie Jean, if you remember that song. But I love that story because this is like, there's many things that we could be doing. There's many things that hold us back. You know what I mean? It's not just this one thing, but this is probably the most powerful thing that we're doing that hold us back. For one, what Michael Jackson did, he set a want, he set an intention. His want and intention was, I want to create a song with a good beat. Okay, he knew what he wanted, he set that intention, but then what he did was, and maybe he's probably learned it because he was an artist, he was a writer, he was a famous singer. So what he did was, he let it go. He didn't think about it no more. He forgot about it. And then when you forget about it, a week later, out of nowhere, no matter what he was doing, the beat started to come to him. Do you like that? The beat started to come to him. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. You see, this is what we need to be doing. When we set an intention, no matter what size the attention is, when we set a want, a desire, a dream house, or dream car, we want to be an entrepreneur. Okay, we want a dream career. We want to help people, help more people. We want to give to charities, no matter what it is that we set that intention and we let it go, we unattach from it, and we forget about it. We totally forget, okay? Because when you totally forget about it, that's letting the universe find its way to you, rather than when you stay obsessed, when you look for the how, you're actually kind of choking your own desire, okay? You're hanging on to it. You're looking for it everywhere, and it just doesn't come to you. And a lot of us can kind of stay in this cycle for weeks, months, and years until we finally figure it out. And before we wrap up this video, I don't want this video to be like really long-winded and stuff like that, and go into the metaphysics of why letting go is so powerful. You know why it's powerful. You know why letting go and detaching is powerful. You're just not doing it. Okay. But even when I think back in my own life, and I think back at things I've manifested, things that were big that I manifested in my life, big or small, one of the things I started to notice when I kind of become self-aware of my own manifestations is they come to you when I finally just kind of let it go. I let it go, let it be, and I totally forget about it. And this is a trick, is if you can just totally really forget about something for a week and a half, 2 weeks, the miracle of manifesting is it would probably come to you. No matter the size, okay? You got to get the size out of your mind, okay? This is kind of like manifesting 101. It's a little bit of an advanced concept, but what you have to realize is what you want, everything is on the same plane, okay? If you manifested a cup of coffee, that cup of coffee is the same thing as your dream house. It's on the same plane to consciousness. It's the same to your subconscious mind, okay? A cup of coffee is the same thing as $1 million. It's the same thing. You see, what happens is we get in our own way, okay? We make it difficult because what we end up doing, we basically say, well, a cup of coffee is nothing. I've drank millions of cups of coffee throughout my lifetime, okay? Why do I want a free cup? And then we forget about it and it ends up coming to us, okay? Then all of a sudden we want a dream house. We put a level of importance to it. We set it on a pedestal and it becomes this giant thing in our life that we want that's going to change our life. So you have to understand what we're doing is we're putting the level of importance to things, okay? When in reality, in consciousness, everything is the same, okay? That's why, like when you tend to just let something go, it tends to come to you, no matter what size. Let me give you a quick story here. I really want to share it with you. I wasn't going to share it with you, but I'm in the mood to share it. Okay, I don't tell this story very often, and I keep on wanting to make a video about it, but I've never even made a video about it. Okay, I think I've told this story like 2 times in all my videos. There's a video I made about Neville Goddard's authentic ladder technique. And when I was making this video, I made this video a couple years ago. And when I was making this video, I kind of did a lot of research with this video because I knew Neville Goddard's ladder technique, but I really wanted to teach it and do a video on it, how Neville really taught the ladder technique. Just because when people teach Neville, they kind of put in their own things, their own manifestation techniques. They kind of change up the story a little bit. It's not really authentic. Okay. So anyway, I did some major homework with this video. This is probably one of the longest videos, not in length, that I spent, creating the script, creating the PowerPoint, making sure it was accurate as much as I can get it. So anyway, I did my homework on it. And in the middle of me filming the video, I filmed it and I was editing it. And I spent many days editing it. In the middle of me editing this video, I kind of had this idea. And the idea was to kind of basically take Neville Goddard's ladder technique and make this spoof video. This spoof video, I was going to call it the penny technique. But the penny technique was going to be just like the ladder technique. Identical to the ladder technique, except trying to manifest a ladder, you climbing a ladder, you're manifesting a penny. And the reason I thought about this is because I'm still in Thailand, by the way, but at the time, I was in Thailand. I was in Hue Hin at the time. And the reason why I thought about the penny technique is that I started thinking like, well, nowadays, you very, very rarely find money on the ground. You very, very rarely find pennies or anything on the ground, especially in Thailand. Okay. So I thought, dude, that would be kind of a funny little spoof video to make. And as I'm editing the video on the ladder technique, now I'm thinking, I'm inside my imagination thinking about this spoof video, thinking how funny, like a funny manifestation video. And I'm in my head because I'm kind of the director in my head. I'm thinking how it's going to go, thinking what I'm going to say, because that's how I make my videos. And I probably was thinking about it at nighttime and fell asleep in that state. But then finally I stopped myself. I said, okay, I'm getting sidetracked here. I gotta finish editing this Never Goddard video I'm making. Okay, then my whole plan is to finish editing Never Goddard, the authentic ladder technique video, and I'll try my best to put it in the description for you if you want to check it out. And then after I make this video, I'll make this spoof video about the penny technique. So, long story short, I finished the Never Goddard ladder technique video, and listen to this, I totally forgot about the spoof video of the penny technique. I totally forgot about it. After I finished the video on Never Goddard, I went on to something else. I can't remember what I did, but I went on to a new video or something else's work. So I totally forgot about this spoof video about the penny technique. And the amazing thing is about a week and a half to 2 weeks later, that's around the time frame, I'm living in Waihin in my condo. Aang was staying with me. And I was busy with work, and Aang was like, it was the middle of the day like this, so it was kind of a beautiful day. And Aang was like, hey, do you want to take the motorbike and kind of drive around the mountains and take a break, drive around, and maybe we can stop, get a drink or something like that. So I said, sure, because I've been working hard. So that's what we did. We took the motorbike out, started to drive out of Waihin, drive up around the mountains and stuff like that. And we kind of knew the area, so we've done it before. And, it was kind of getting a little bit toasty out. So we're on a motorbike ride. We're passing a mom and pop shop. And, this is kind of like, since we knew the area, Aang was like crazy thirsty. So I said, well, why don't we stop at this mom and pop shop? And at first she said, nah. And I was like, yeah, let's stop because we've been out here for a while. And this is the last one we're going to see unless we just surprisingly come up to one we just don't know about. So she agreed. So we stop at this mom and pop shop. We both grab a drink, non-alcoholic, just in case you were wondering. So we both grab a drink, we grab a snack, and I get up, I finish my drink and snack, I get up and I throw it away. I come back to Aang, and Aang, let me see kind of how I was sitting. Aang, let me go around the other way because I can point. Aang, no matter if the lighting's a little bit bad, Aang is kind of sitting how I'm sitting here, okay? I'm standing up beside Aang just like this, okay? And I'm waiting for Aang to kind of finish up her drink and snack so I can throw it away and we can continue on with the motorbike drive. So I'm standing beside Aang. Aang's sitting here like this. I'm waiting for Aang. All of a sudden, Aang looks over and she points. So she kind of like points over here. Okay, except this isn't where we were. Okay, she points over here. And it's kind of gravel, this blacktop. Not gravel, it's kind of blacktop. It was really sunny out that day, so you couldn't see nothing on the ground. So she points over and she said, oh, there's one bot over there. Go over and pick it up and hand it to me. And I'm standing up beside her, so I look over. I don't see anything. I said, I didn't even move. I just looked over and said, there's nothing over there. I don't see it. And she said, yes, there's one bot over there. Go over and pick it up and hand it to me. I still didn't even move. Okay, I'm still standing here. I'm standing kind of looking at her like this. I just look over like this. And I said, I don't see anything over there. There's no one bot over there. And she said, yeah. And she's like, yes, there's one bot over there. If you walk over, you'll see it. So I end up walking over. I thought there was somebody standing behind me. Maybe it was a ghost. I walk over. And when I walk over, I look down. I look at her. And I say, I still don't see the one bot. It's not here. Maybe you're seeing things. She said, no, you're standing right over it. If you just look down, you'll see the one bot. So that's what I did. I looked down, and lo and behold, there was one bot right kind of at my feet. So I lean down, I pick up the bot, I walk the bot over, Aang's sitting like this again. I walk the bot over, and I hand her the bot. Okay. Now, when our hands touch, I'm handing her the one bot. When she goes to get the bot like this, I have an aha moment. I'm like, holy shit. This is my spoof video I was gonna make on the penny technique. I literally just did the penny technique. Because in Thailand, listen to this, in Thailand, 1 baht is equal to a penny, okay? Now, a penny in the United States is copper, it's that brown copper, and a penny in Thailand is silver. Okay, that's why I didn't see it on the ground, because it's silver and the sunlight was shining on it. So lo and behold, I pretty much did the never got a ladder technique, but I ended up doing my spoof video about the penny. So the penny technique became real, okay? And it's such an awesome story because, like, when I think back and I become aware of just, I wasn't overthinking it. You understand what I'm saying? I just had this idea of a spoof video. I entertained it in my mind. This is what I really wanted to do. But then I halted myself and I said, well, no, I want to finish the Never Got It video first, and then I'll make it after the Never Got It video. But then I just totally forgot about it. I totally forgot about it. It left my mind. And the whole thing, listen to this. The whole thing played out exactly like the Never Got It ladder technique, except with a penny, like I wanted to make in my spoof video. It played out to the T. You know what I mean? And especially, let me change around, the lighting's kind of weird. And especially if you know what I'm talking about, especially if you've done the ladder technique and it worked for you, you know what I'm talking about. But this is a key moment. This is when things happen like this and you become aware of them, self-aware of them and stuff like that. You know, this relates to anything, okay? Like with Never Got It, when I sum up with this video here, because I want this video to be too long, is the reason why Never Got It's ladder technique was so powerful is because, one, in order to work and be mentored by Never Got It back in his day, he gave you the ladder technique. The ladder technique had to work for you in order for him to mentor you. That was a prerequisite, okay? But the amazing thing is when the ladder technique worked for you, Never Got It said something amazing. He told all his students, he said, okay, congratulations that you climbed the ladder. But the big but is you could have just as easily manifested $1 million. It makes you think, why would Never Got It say this? Why would Never Got It say, okay, if the ladder technique worked for you, you could have just as easily manifested $1 million. Why would he say this? Because Never Got It knew, like I told you in the beginning of this video, is that we put the size on it, okay? And consciousness, with our subconscious mind and consciousness, is everything's on the same plane, okay? The ladder is on the same plane as $1 million. It's the same. There's no importance to anything. It's the same. We're the ones that stand in our way. We're the ones that put a level of importance to it. It's like, no, Chad, you know, $1 million is way more important than the ladder. And then we put an importance to it, and that's what kind of holds us back why it's not coming on our life. See, this was the kind of the great metaphor that Never Got It was trying to teach. But it's also the great metaphor of my story with the penny technique. You see, a penny is on the same plane as $1 million. A penny is on the same plane as you wanting your dream house. A penny is on the same plane you wanting your dream car. No matter what it is. It's a 911 Porsche that costs $250,000. Okay? A penny in consciousness is the same. But we're the ones that get in our way. We're the ones that say, no. A Porsche is way more valuable than a penny. So we put importance on it. We put it on a pedestal. We tend to kind of worship it. And then it never comes to us. But the secret here is, I'll share 2 secrets. Is one, with my story about Michael Jackson, with my story about the penny technique, is in both scenarios, the intention was with Michael, well, he just wanted to beat the intention was with me, I wanted to make a spoof video of Never God's ladder technique called the penny technique. Okay, the same thing. And for whatever reason, Michael Jackson, he let it go, or he knew to let it go. He knew being a creative and being an artist, if he sat on a piano and tried to force something to happen, nothing would ever come to him. So he knew by experience that I want to create a fantastic song to have a fantastic beat. He let it go, let it be. He totally forgot about it. Then 7 days later, the beat started to come to him, and that was the beat to the song Billie Jean. Same thing for me in this video. Okay, I want to make the spoof video, the penny technique. Okay, I visualized that I really wanted to do it. Then I let it go. Then I accidentally forgot about it. Okay, and then in the midst of me forgetting about it, 2 weeks later, the penny technique occurred. The whole technique, how I planned it in my mind, unfolded before my eyes. Okay, without me knowing it. Okay. And when we sum up this video right now, this is what I want to share with you. And I heard Dan Henry say this, and he didn't say this in a manifesting sense. He said this as a success principle, and this is what he said. He said, being a millionaire isn't hard. What's hard is getting out of your own way. So let's twist this up a little bit. Manifesting isn't hard. What's hard is getting out of your own way. You see, manifesting your dream house isn't hard. What's hard is getting out of your own way. Having your dream car isn't hard. What's hard is getting out of your own way. Living life on your terms isn't hard. What's hard is getting out of your own way. And how do we stand on our way? It's because we think we can figure it out. We think if we overwork and overthink, control the how, it's going to come to us. But all that just creates friction, my friends. And the friction is force, and force negates. Okay? When you get out of your own way, all that means is you trust the process, you let it go, you forget about it, and you let it unfold as natural as it can be. But see, the surprising thing is like when it unfolds, when you truly forget about it, it comes to you rather quickly. It comes to you rather quickly, my friends. But other than that, YouTube fam, this video was way longer than I thought. Some of my videos, I'll have the general topic, what I want to discuss, and then I just kind of roll with the flow, okay? But anyway, if you have questions on this, comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, remember, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.